Biker blockade. A motorway goes slow as fuel prices escalate.
So let them go ahead, protest and fill the M60, the M602. Gone!
Keep on trucking. Rob wants to, but fears petrol prices could make him go bust.
At the end of the day, this is where all the profit's going, in the tank.
Good evening and welcome to North West Tonight.
Also in the programme, jail for a pathological liar.
Hundreds of bikers and scores of lorry drivers stopped motorway traffic heading into Manchester today in protest at rising fuel prices. The demonstration attracted motorists from across the northwest who say their businesses and daily transport is being threatened by soaring costs.
Many of the lorry drivers were given police warnings after they brought the M602 to a standstill this morning. But all those involved have said this was only the first of many such protests. Well, let's join our reporter Ed Thomas now. And Ed, beyond the truckers, all drivers are now beginning to feel the pinch, aren't they?
Yes, people are angry at the rising cost of fuel prices. Let me just show you why. Look at the cost of these fuel prices. Unleaded, 112.9 pence per litre. Diesel, 126.9 pence a litre. Now, you'll know that's a big increase on the past 6 months. And it's not just here, it's right across the northwest. And today, some hauliers and bikers decided they'd had enough and wanted to make a point. Our reporter Eleanor Moritz joined them as they set off on their protest.
They came to make their stand around 500 bikers and 40 truckers and others who say they're being hit hard by rising fuel costs. It started with two people sending text messages to organise it and grew to this, heading off from Birch Services on the M62.
It started just a bit of a rigorous rumour between a couple of biker friends, and before you knew it, it's escalated into this. A sheer mass of people. I mean, we blocked 3 junctions off on the motorway there.
Why are you doing this today?
It's this morning, I've just filled my truck up there. It came to £564.21. In November, the same price would have been £436.48, which is a difference of £127.73. Bearing in mind, I fill this thing up 3 times a week. That's my wages gone.
So this is affecting even ice cream vendors?
Yeah, of course, all the mobilers, because it costs us, it's cost me an extra £8 a day to go out and work the same round.
A roadblock was set up to stop traffic on the M62 as the convoy headed for Salford Quays. When they got there, they made a noisy protest.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I mean, you've only got to hear the noises that are coming from behind us this morning, this afternoon, and down the motorway. I can't thank these guys enough. They've been triumphant.
The people standing by the road and seeing them in the cars, the adrenaline was fantastic. And I just thought the government would sit up and listen now.
Frustrated commuters could only look on, but many had sympathy for their cause.
So let them go ahead, protest and fill the M60, the M602. Gone! We enough about this gas.
As long as the government listen to the people who are doing it and it works, then I've no objection.
This is what it's all about. Diesel prices of over £1.25 a litre. If unleaded fuel is bought at £1.15 a litre, more than 67 pence of that goes towards duty and VAT. The product itself costs around 37.5 pence. 10 pence goes on delivery into the retailer.
There were around 40 or so truckers who also took part, and it seems they split from the main convoy and brought this carriageway pretty much to a standstill, going at a walking pace.
One junction was closed for about an hour. Police warned the drivers involved they could be prosecuted. They say, though, this isn't the end. They've got more protests planned. Eleanor Moritz, North West Tonight, Manchester.
So just who were those people protesting today, and how much is that rising cost of fuel hurting them? To find out, I spent the afternoon with a lorry driver and a haulage firm to find out how it's affecting them.
This is where all the profit's going, in the tank.
Without fuel in his lorry, Rob Ormiston can't work. But with rising prices, it's the fuel which could put him out of business.
At the end of a week, I'm just not breaking even anymore. The price of fuel is just outweighing my operating costs. It's 40% of my running costs in total, you know. And then I've got my maintenance on top, tyres, servicing, repairs. Just about hit rock bottom now.
And if drivers are suffering, so is business. Instead of these being out on the road, they're parked up. The reason why? The cost of fuel.
We estimate within 12 months, if things carry on like this without any relief from the government, we are in serious trouble.
Will you go on a dedicated vehicle attempt?
This haulage firm in Stockport has been going for 32 years. If prices continue to increase, it's going to struggle. They're already spending nearly £2 million a year on diesel.
You know, we just can't afford to carry on like this, and customers obviously are reluctant to take the extra charges that go with that.
The government need to listen to the British haulier and also look at this level playing field that we're supposed to be in called Europe. At the end of the day, Europeans are running at 26 pence a litre cheaper than us, coming over here paying no road taxes, and we just can't compete with them.
Now at least, these drivers can only wait for prices to come down before they can get back out on the road. As for the future, what next? Organisers of today's protest say more are being planned, and some sources have told us there could be one as early as next week. But a lot will depend longer term on whether or not the Chancellor decides to increase fuel tax by 2 pence.
Okay, Ed, thanks very much indeed.
So what...
I know, there's nothing to say, is there?
You should be
using your time wisely, madam.
Shall I say, Dave Guest brought his own copy of Mills and Boon and forced me to read it. I have to say.
Tony lives here, hasn't read the book I gave him in the book exchange earlier yet, so he's
But he
reading
likes
Mills and Boon. Now, early in the programme, we asked for your reaction to today's protest over rising fuel prices, and in they came.
Peter Whiteley from Macclesfield says, how can holding the honest motorist in Manchester to ransom further the cause of reducing the tax on fuel? Tax has already been reduced by 11% in real terms since 2001.
Now, Beth Ball says next time they protest, it should be done around the ring road around London. Then a few MPs could explain why they're late for work.
Ted Robertson adds that the price of fuel is a scandal. Everyone in the county loses out. Good luck to all protesters. The government has got to listen.
Rafe Skillen says wasting fuel on meaningless protests will not help reduce the price.
And Greg Johnson rides a motorbike and he says he's almost unable to get to work because of the cost of fuel. He says the price of petrol in this country is an utter disgrace.
There you go. There's plenty more where they came from.
There is indeed. Thank you for sending all those in. And that's it from us. They're off to read their Mills and Boons. I will be back with you tomorrow.
I've seen.
Testing your